Presented in May 1986 Radio Modeler magazine. It was a free plan by Mike Freeman for a 40-inch slope soarer called Sequel. Slightly different model this time. It's got a pivot wing as opposed to having standard ailerons and elevator. Uses a mixer box. There's a standard traditional construction using spruce spars and balsa wood ribs. Here I used carbon fibre tubes as the for the pivot mechanism, with bearings which I'd glued inside. You can see one of the initial setups of the model to make sure that everything is square. You see there's a solid carbon rod going through the fuselage in both the wings, and the tubes in the wings have got the bearings in. Tailplane is removable, and here we can see as the model starting to progress along, skins going on, 1/4 inch of washout on the tip there, which is quite a lot for a 40-inch span. Here's the model before being ready for covering. Just had some offcuts of some solar film left, which I used to cover this model. Used Aura cover on the fuselage. You can see that the model breaks down into individual pieces, so it's quite easy to take away on holiday, sneak it into a suitcase almost, with the removable tail there. There's no elevator at all on the tail. You can see the carbon rod going into the wing with the bearings, and there are the two servos down on each bulkhead, just using computer mixing to get the elevon control basically. Enjoy the flight. The day I filmed this, it was blowing about 15 knots. I've flown the Sequel in much more than this. I've been up to probably about 35, maybe touching 40 knots in the gusts, and been down to maybe 7 or 8 knots. So it's quite a versatile model. Obviously when it's getting quite windy, I just load her up with a bit of lead and it goes really, really well. It flies on rails actually. The washout on the wing that I mentioned, a 1/4 inch washout is necessary. When you're pulling back, getting close to the stall, she will flip if you're not careful, but there's lots of warning, and having a fully pivoting wing, it's easy to recover. You see there's no air brakes on it at all, so you need to be careful with the landing, but it's a small tough little model. I've got magnets which hold the wing in place, so I just clicked it back in there. Cows came up for a visit at the end of the flight, so they're a friendly bunch, but you want to make sure they don't walk on your model. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I really recommend it. A great little model, and look forward to seeing you on the next flight. Thanks.